All right, so let me just take a moment, check my cameras. See, it's a pretty simple unboxing. It's just a monitor, so you know they unbox pretty quickly, and all you really got to do is figure out how to put them on a stand. Unless you're gonna put them on a mounting arm, which I'm not gonna be doing that today. Just gonna test out the stand, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. And just a quick unbox, slap it on the stand ever so gently, and then plug it into the 5080 and just, see if there's any dead pixels, any cracks, any problems, etc. Whatever. So I'll be starting momentarily. Test. Okay, so microphone's not going to be as good while we unbox, but we have a microphone. That's what's important. Okay, just gotta check my audio. Where the hell is YouTube? Test. Okay, well, sorry about any echoes that may have happened. But anyway, happy Tech Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to a bonus unboxing because the delivery came in time, before food time, before snack time, before whatever else you want to call it. And it is the OLED, the QD-OLED by MSI. Specifically the MPG 322 URX, which is a monitor that most of the time gets sky high reviews. But I mean, there, every now and then anything can have a lemon or a defect model. So we're just knocking on wood and we're praying to our Lord and Savior that, only the best outcome, or at least the outcome that will work out the best in the end, is what we get. Let's go ahead and okay, so we got some X-File-esque music by White Bat Audio going on in the background. It is noted on the stream. Perfect. Okay, so we got the watts of the system. So this system, when I test out this monitor, technically will be running a 1440p 240 Hertz monitor and this 4K 240 Hertz monitor at the same time. So it's not going to be it's just, I don't want to unplug this and no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to plug it into the back and we're going to see if we can get, some easy windowed games thrown over to this monitor, just to test that there's no obvious defects before we proceed with the off-stream testing to make sure it's a good monitor for the next 30 days before our return window ends. I guess the only reason I really went after this monitor specifically was because of the ports, the DisplayPort port being 2.1 with the what is it, UHBR20, whatever the hell. So one of the higher bandwidths, and maybe is the highest bandwidth at the moment for commercial conventional gaming monitors. So I wanted to, as long as it's good, I wanted to check that out. I do have, and I have an unboxing video that I need to put up with maybe even a mini review My daughter's using it at the moment, but I do have the LG. Ah, shit. Whatever. I don't know the model number, but it is the dual mode, 4K 240 hertz, 1080p 480 hertz, 32-inch monitor that has the pixel sound, the speakers that are behind the glass of the screen. We do not use the pixel sound speakers. I'm paranoid that that's going to rattle the what do you call them, the organic LEDs, and like fuck them up with too much like shaking or something. I don't know. It's just paranoia for me. And she has a good sound system and good speakers and headsets and things like that she can use anyway. But she loves that monitor and she's very protective of it. However, it's not a super big downside. The thing I don't like about that monitor is it has the DisplayPort 1.4. And for a monitor with high resolution and high refresh rate and a dual mode that goes up to 480 hertz, for that type of monitor, it just kind of feels like that's a miss. Like they put all this other stuff together with all the expenses on that LG. Like even with the pixel sound speakers, like theoretically that wasn't cheap for them to do, to research and position and set up and blah 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 and all this crap and market it. You know, marketing is not cheap either, or at least most of the time it's not cheap, because maybe they don't do it efficiently, I guess. But anyway, with that monitor, that is such a misstep. So it is still within its return window. And so I want to test this one out for two reasons. First, I cannot use that LG thus far. I've tried it multiple times and it gives me headaches. I don't know what it is about that OLED. It's a conventional OLED, if that is a thing. I don't know if that's a thing. But it is not a QD-OLED, whatever that means, right? So the pixel or the LED pixels are positioned differently, and you know, they have a white versus a blue or whatever the hell difference it is. So I'm hoping not only is it possible that because this one has a better port, maybe this one is actually better for me. My daughter hasn't had any problems with the monitor. She doesn't. I've asked her if she has any problems with like headaches, or does it blur your vision? Does it make you feel dizzy or nauseous? I don't know. I felt like I was being like messed with when I used that monitor when I first got it. I was so upset. And I watch stuff and play games on an LG C1 OLED, which I know that's kind of different. But I'm not sitting right in front of it like I am the monitor, so that could be a big difference. Right now, the panel I'm using is a curved screen, 1440p, but it's a VA LCD. I forgot what that stands for, but anyway, I don't have, like, as far as I'm 99% of the time, I don't have any problems with that at all, like as far as headaches. But the LG, it was just feeling like every single freaking time, even when I put on my Gunnars. So anyway, that's enough bullshit. Let me just unbox this thing. So, where is the blader? Where's my blader? Aha. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're not quite able to get the whole thing, but whatever. That would suck if I would have thrown that right into the screen. I mean screen, the window. Okay. Oh gosh. This doesn't clear the camera. Interesting. Wonder if I should go down a little more. Let us go down. Wait, what did you hit? There's no way you hit anything. Chill. Okay, let me see. Curtains okay? Yeah, that's fine. Just put the light back. Corner. Alright, so does that fit better? Yeah, that's a little better. And then we'll just turn it like this for the actual unboxing. Okay. So, what accessory things are here? So you got power. Okay. Okay. There's another thing I don't like about this one, or one of the things I don't like about this one, is that the power supply is in the unit. And these already have problems with heat and degradation due to heat, so they put elaborate heat sinks and sometimes fans in these OLED monitors. To me, that's stupid. Just make a power brick. If you're out there complaining about power bricks on these type of things, like, what? Really? Whatever, man. Like, I would rather that extra bit of heat that the power brick / power supply makes, put that on the outside of the monitor. That's one less source of heat inside of this freaking thing. So I'm totally against internal power supplies for monitors, especially high powered monitors. It's just one more thing to fail inside of there. So let's see. This I would assume, which, you know, sometimes you shouldn't assume. I would assume that this DisplayPort cable works for what it advertises, which is the... Well, anyway, I'll just tell you. It has the DisplayPort 80. I guess that's referring to the bandwidth, 80, what is it, gigabits per second or gigabyte, I don't know, whatever it is. The full bandwidth of 2.1, I guess. You don't get much. It's basically the length of the box. So, which most full bandwidth DisplayPort 2.1 cables are short. I don't know if there are like really. So anyway, we only have to go over there, so I think we'll be fine. We'll be setting it up here. What we got here? Okay, so we got an HDMI, which says ultra high speed. So I guess that would be the 2.1, which is like what, 48 gigabits per second. And then we have a USB thing for your hub, and hopefully this is also usable for the firmware updates for the monitor. That'd be cool if you could do it through that. Instead of having to do some thumb drive thing, you get a booklet and instructions. And then this is the base. So, nice, hefty, heavy base. And you just do that. Arm there, monitor. Cool. A thing I like about the LG and this one is they have these flat bases that I think works better for the way I do my desk. Sometimes I like my keyboard like right in the middle, and I can, you know, put it on there. Now I will say the LG is already more attractive to me because it doesn't have this ridge in the middle. I don't necessarily like that. Yo, what's up, May? What's going on? So this would cause, if I try to put a keyboard on it, the keyboard to teeter-totter. Whereas with the LG, it's just flat across. And so you can just, you know, you can put your keyboard leaned up on it, and it doesn't do that because it's all flat across. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna try to keep everything kind of the way it was. So let's put these back in here. I don't even know. I guess those were over there. This is here. In case we have to do a return, whoever has to deal with our return will have a much better day, I hope, than they do with some of these other momos that return things. So this is this. I don't want to open it over this. This is the fucking display. So nerve-wracking, man. Nerve-wracking. The other thing I like about the LG over this and a lot of the other ones like this one, the Gigabyte, the Asus ones, and I'll show that to you after I get the box out of the way. Sorry, that was probably loud. Here, let me get this off. Okay. Okay, so no super visible cracks. Though sometimes you can have hairline cracks or defects in the screen that you can't see without actually putting it through some online, or you know, like turn it on and put some video through the thing. But what I don't like about a lot of other models besides the LGs is how thin the frame is. Look at that. Like, it's basically just the screen almost. Now it has some strength to it. I don't know if it's metal or not. I'm not going to be trying to flex it and find out. It's either metal or it's a very good quality plastic of some kind, right? What I like about the LG, even though it's plastic, is it has this kind of frame backing that goes all the way to the edges, all the way around it. So to me, that just seems to protect the screen from cracking because, you know, maybe you bend the corner or something. Just to, you know, you bump it a little bit. Whereas this, yeah, I don't know. This is pretty scary. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can check it. Yeah, it's metal. My magnetized wristband proved that the back of this is metal. So that's a good thing because of the potential for damage when it flexes. All right, so I don't know. Just get this out of here. The mounting arm. Some of this I'm doing off screen here because of I don't want it on top of the monitor itself in case I drop it. Okay, so I'm holding very tightly to it. There's the monitor arm. Okay. Okay, so the way you're supposed to do these, but since I'm streaming in such a corner of weirdness, is you're supposed to get this, unpack it, and while this is still in that styrofoam, so if you get one of these, leave your monitor in the styrofoam, and then attach that to the back mounting points, and have your base ready to go. And then you can like stand it up, you know, like hook it up, or actually, no, go ahead and do this first. Like put these together first. And then either way, definitely do the, before you take it out of that styrofoam, do the the base on the back. Okay, so I've done that. Okay. So yeah, don't do it this way. This is just me being dumb, but the reason I'm being dumb is because this is how my setup is. So. And you know, pretty much all of these kind of, you know, if you've done even cheap model things, they lock in about the same. Though, again, I would recommend you make sure it's really locked in, leave it in the styrofoam. Again, don't do what I did. Make sure it's locked in really good before you try to take it out of the styrofoam and stand it up somewhere. Now, if I turn it this way, it doesn't have a lot of like tilt for like if you're looking down at it. So we'll try to catch this thing on stream here with my camera, but you know, forgive me, my camera's not really that much length of the cable. Okay. And it's gonna be kind of a weird kind of alignment, so I might use, nah, this one's a better camera, so I don't really want to use the kind of blurry one I use for the PC case sometimes. You know what? I can unhook this. I just remembered I'm dealing with a camera that mounts, but it also has its own like stand. So, hello. So I can try to have the camera off to the side. Kind of put this down. Okay. And we'll get it figured out here in a second. Like that. Hopefully we don't drop the camera. And you know, this is not going to be like a good determiner of the quality for you, the viewer. Because I'm not dealing, like my stream is compressed all to hell. Camera is only a 480, I mean not 480, a 1080 camera. And these Razer cameras are not the greatest thing ever. Okay. Do something like that. Maybe. Whoa, what the hell? New follower. Aiko! Thank you for the follow. Over on Twitch, I believe. Thanks a lot for that. Whoa, what the heck? And we got a follower goal. Thank you for helping us out there. Appreciate it. Alright, so that could all be like that. Not too bad. And then I'll use the less quality one. We'll go ahead and set this camera up as a like viewpoint for the back of it and stuff like that. Okay. Let's get my... Okay. Okay. So here you can see there's plastic and stuff that you want to peel off of this. Some people, like if you're really scared about having to return it, they won't peel all of this until they test it first. And I'm gonna kind of halfway do that. So I'm only gonna peel parts of it that are involved in what I think is ventilation. Not sure if, you know, I might peel some things that aren't technically ventilation, but they look like they are. So there's vents, what looks like vents right here. Took care of all that. And then of course we are going to peel that screen cover. That thing. Which is actually hard to get a hold of. Okay. Whoa. You see that reflection? That makes it look like it has like a big spot on it, doesn't it? Boom. Okay. I am going to try to save this. Because again, if I return this, this is going back on it for the shipping. Remember, you help like straighten that out real good. I'm going to put this on it, on this blank side, so I can try to keep it. Get all the corners. See what I'm trying to do? You get one corner. There, so that way if we need to, I could just put it back on the screen. Yay! Okay, so that was kind of saved, just in case. This doesn't have full tilt to get to the things, no? Alright. We'll just be trying to peek under there, I guess. Okay. I guess we'll test out the UHB whatever fucking thing this is. And they did not warn that it was like unidirectional. If it is, sorry, I don't, I'm not aware of that. Let me see, where is it? Aha, there it is. Oh shit, you can't even see. Okay, so before we plug in the power, I'm gonna see what I have to do to reach this. Yeah, we're not reaching that very well. And then usually this little button to release it, just as a FYI or a tip, usually this will be to the to the back of the screen. Not like this where you can't get to it. It'll be out like that. Usually, if the screen was designed with someone who actually thought about using it. So, all right, so that's how much we have to play with there. We're plugging up to that. Not a whole lot of reaching room there. Okay. We can do this. Go like this. Okay. Now we just need to check power. Where we're going to plug in the power cord. Actually, more importantly, where is the power cord? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me get a surge protector. You can reach. Try my best. So why can I not hear my music? Ah, music ended. I didn't do repeat whole playlist. Okay, let's just start it over, I guess. There we go. You know, I didn't think of this, but I should have unplugged the kilowatt off of the streaming PC for monitoring how much power does this thing use, but whatever. Okay, so the DisplayPort and HDMI ports, when you're looking at the monitor, just so you can visualize it, they're on this side, they're on the right side as you're looking at the monitor, and then the power is on the left side. Okay, so we will prepare yourselves for everything to potentially go wrong. I'm always nervous when I first plug something in. I hate that feeling, but that's how I feel. Alright, so we got that plugged over here on a surge protector. Just let things warm up. We've got the DisplayPort cable plugged in, and if necessary we'll unplug the 1440p monitor after we see if we can even add it. So power on. Well, where's the button? No, that's the light. Where's the button? Gotta find the power button, Jones. Okay, so it's doing its, I guess, first boot up, unless they tested it in the factory. And then we're going to hopefully see, turn that off. close these curtains maybe. Hopefully see a mouse come across the screen, and I can add it as a second monitor, I guess. Okay, let's see, which way is it? There it is. Wee. Okay, cool. Let me see here. Where's the Nvidia app? Yo, my optimism. I'm a little late on that, but yeah, thank you. Thanks for the faith in my optimism. All right, now we try Nvidia app. Graphic, nope, system. Put it off to the side, apply. Yes. Okay. So anyway, it's not, again, this is not going to help you see if the quality's good or not. This is just a way for me to stream the unboxing and see how we do when it comes to the actual I'm really hoping no dead pixels or anything like that. That's what I'm super worried about. And then secondary, I want to see if this particular thing does this like make me nauseous like the other one did. I don't know. So it's not super bright here. Let me turn this light off as well. But you can see there's still going to be a certain amount of glare with this particular model. You know, there's the curved one over there. And then of course all my stack for the streaming PC. But there's going to be glare on these. Maybe there's some that are like best of the best when it comes to anti-glare. But then some people complain that that matte finish that stops the anti-glare kind of takes away from the effects of the OLED being so fucking beautiful. So I don't know. It's a trade-off, I guess. Alright, let's just throw Draba Minecraft over there. That poor DisplayPort cable is really working hard. So before we tweak any settings, we definitely want to see what we're dealing with here. So it looks really, really good in person. And I'm sure that's what everybody says. So you've probably already read that. The motion, wow, it's so weird. This one doesn't have that. There's a strange something about that LG, like, does something strange to me. Murma, would you be willing to move the mouse around while I look at it? Yeah, you want to see? Here, you come with me. Mommy's going to... You can control the WASD there. Alright. So let's see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, I know, buddy. Yes, she knows how to do it. It's okay. Like, move around a lot, like really fast. What are you doing? No, that's the wrong mouse. Click, get rid of this real quick before you... Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Oh yeah, now we're good. You want to see the fish? Tell mommy take you over to the fish. He's very excited. He wants to see the fish. Oh, look at them fish. Okay, so far I do not see. I mean, you know, it's probably best to put like a flat like color across the screen to test for dead pixels, and sometimes you have to do multiple colors. But like you're probably best off trying to put like a white wallpaper and maybe a black one, and then maybe something like red or blue. I'd probably do red, blue, green. Yeah, let's go over there. What the heck? Something's on fire. The frick? Buddy, you see that? That's a fire! Hot. How to burn you. Hot. Can you say hot? You see that?
Oh.
Oh no. Momo.
Oh.
Here. Here, talk. Talk. Let me hear you talk.
Don't.
Okay. Oh wow. Interesting. Okay. Okay, it's looking all right. You know what? Let me test. All right, my turn. So I'm gonna have to now see if I can get. Let's switch out. You get buddy, so I can. Okay, so now I'm gonna test. What am I trying to say here? For dead pixels. So let's see here. Tab. No, wait. How do you escape? Save that. Let's bring this back over here. And I need a. So on the black screen of the desktop, sometimes you pass that test and you don't see any stuck pixels, right? But there is a difference between a dead pixel and a stuck pixel, technically. Technically a dead pixel, right? It never turns on, right? That's the technical dead pixel. And then stuck pixels, though, they can be stuck on a certain color. So it could be stuck like red whatever, right? And so on a black screen like this, if you had a stuck pixel, you would know it because you would see that, right? Like you would see like a little dot that was, and of course the camera, you're getting a lot more glare because the camera is kind of sucky. My webcam is. But from my telling, I cannot find any, you know, stuck pixels, right? And it is a 4K screen, so, you know, I imagine they could be very small, but I don't see anything. So now I just want to see if there's any dead pixels by putting like just maybe all white or something like that on there. So let me see. White wall paper. Now how do you blow one of these up? Like, do you have to download it? Because I don't want to download this shit. Alright, let's just do it in Windows. I was going to try to get like 3 different ones, but I'll just use Windows personalization. So let's go personalize. Let's do backgrounds. Let's see. Okay. Now how do you apply it? Okay. Now, any stuck or any dead pixels? I don't think so. Again, they're very tiny. This is 4K, so it's possible my eyes just ain't good enough to see it. does look weird to me, like maybe some uniformity issues, but again, my webcam is not good enough to help you guys see that. But it is not as bad as maybe a, you know, LCD. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my black. What about red? Anything strange looking? Wow, my webcam makes it look orange. This is legit red. So webcam sucking. Okay. Okay, let's try a blue. Blue's looking okay. Webcam is having an easier time with the blue, though it is more washed out and teal on the webcam than in person. It looks more like a generic normal blue. And last but not least, let's throw a green on there. Bum 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 bum. So anyway, there's the base. Here's the back. Is it lighting up? I think it is. Got a dragon somewhere. I don't fucking know. Okay. Okay. Could have had that going the whole time too. My bad. Alright, we're going back to just standard black, or basically have it off, you know? Okay. I'm impressed. The only thing that I need to do on my own is test it from the point of view of whether or not it causes me any kind of like wanting to like hit my head with a hammer types of headaches and things like that. The LG absolutely gave me headaches 100%, and that's part of the quality test. And then I also want my daughter on her own to like test it out, and I want to see what her verdict is. I like the fact there is one thing I like that I'm not sure if this one does. Another thing I like about the LG is it has an auto pixel cleaning that it just does as necessary when you turn your computer off, when it goes to sleep. Like as necessary, if it's like whatever hours they have it set for to pixel clean, the LG will just do that, which to me is a lot more preferable for my daughter, not having to deal with, you know, the thing pops up on the monitor and then she has to mess with the joystick and try to, you know, say yes or no to it and blah blah blah. If this one has an auto pixel cleaning like that, dude, this is game over. Like another thing, the LG actually has better scores on the rtings.com. So, and it, you know, talking about response times at 60 hertz, all that kind of stuff. And so that's a plus for the LG. But again, this one has the better DisplayPort, and you know, depending on what look you're going for, this one is a lot more gamer looking. And this one doesn't have a fan. The LG has a fan, so maybe it's possible you'd be worried about a fan that dies on you, and you know, how much does that cost to get fixed? And the LG only has a 2-year warranty for burn-in and all that. This one is 3 years. Hi, buds. Come over with daddy. Hey, hey, buddy. What am I doing? I'm talking about this thing. Anyway, I think that's about it. That's all I can say. If all goes well, I might be, the next time you see this monitor, you actually won't see it. It will just be me testing it in games that I stream. And trying to see if I want to upchuck. Because good job, buddy. You did your ABCs. What about 1, 2, 3? 1,
2,
3,
3,
4.
5, 6, 7,
What about 8,
9,
10,
10, 9,
11?
oh, baby.
There, you want to wear that? You could do that. Okay. Alright, sorry about the noise, everybody. But you know how it is when you have kids. You gotta either close the door or you gotta put them in the stream with you. That's your only choice. Alright, we'll call it there, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for that follower. Appreciate you. And thanks for the sneaky hellos, May. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for now. All right, everyone have a good one, and ciao for now.